Good afternoon. Thank you, Jason, and all of you for having me here today. And I couldn't agree with Senator Barlotta's comments more. In fact, when I sat down to see what I was going to say today, I said, what year is it? What year can it possibly be that I'm having to go and speak about this topic? Yes, folks, it's 2020. We are 20 years into the 21st century. We are past the time when we should allow our fellow Pennsylvanians to be treated like second-class citizens for their gender identity or their sexual orientation. This bill needs to pass now. Here we are, having to talk about fairness to our fellow human beings. It really saddens and shocks me. You might be thinking, this discrimination doesn't happen anymore. Good, upstanding Pennsylvanians are not fired from their jobs or denied housing because they're gay. That doesn't happen in 2020. I spent a 30-year career in healthcare. I myself was a manager and was responsible for hiring and firing. I never saw nor even thought about not hiring someone or firing someone over their sexual orientation. Additionally, knowing I was coming here today, I began to speak to business owners in my home community. I said, do you think it's against the law in Pennsylvania to fire someone? They said, yes, I think it is. And they said, I would only fire someone for job performance. So while many of us think that, you are going to hear from people who that's not their life experience. Living in fear of being fired over putting a picture of your spouse on your desk, we will hear from people who've had this experience, and this should not be happening in Pennsylvania. Despite the many advances into the American mainstream, LGBT people continue to face real discrimination. Did you know that in 1975, Pennsylvania was the first state in which an executive order was issued providing for discrimination protection based on sexual orientation in state employment? 1975. In 2003, gender identity was added to this executive order. That executive order in state employment has been reissued by every governor, Republican and Democrat, since. We were leading the way. Now we're behind. For more than 10 years, legislation that would protect LGBT community from discrimination in Pennsylvania based on sexual orientation or gender identity has awaited action by the Pennsylvania General Assembly. I appreciate the senators' movement in the Senate, and I will do everything I can in the House to help this bill get on the desk for signatures. It's the only way to make our laws fair for all who live within our Commonwealth. Thank you.